Hi everyone, today we're doing Silver Platter on TryHackMe. So let's have a look at the nmap scan. So we can see we have 3 ports open, 1 SSH and 2 HTTP servers, 1 on port 80 and 1 on 8080. So let's look at the one on port 80 first of all. Let's put the IP address in, and we can see it says Hack Smarter Security. It's taking a little while to load up, and we can see we have Hack Smarter Security, as this is what the YouTuber says as well, who made the room, as he's a pretty famous YouTuber. I think it's Tyler Ramsey, the YouTuber who made this room. It's a pretty good YouTuber. So let's look at intro first of all, and we can see it's just some talking about elite hackers and some CTFs. So nothing really of interest. So let's have a look at contact, as that could be interesting. As sometimes with contacts you can have a contact form, and we can see we have please reach on to our project manager on Silver Peas. Silver Peas is something interesting as it's a CMS. And we could take note of this as it's just talking about a specific platform that may have vulnerabilities. And we have a username called ScriptKitty. This is information disclosure, as you're revealing information about a username on the system. As you could argue this is information disclosure. So one thing we could do now after we have this information is have a look on the web server on port 8080. As normally with CTFs you normally have a login page on the second web server. And we can see we have not found. And if you come back here, we can see title page error 404 not found. So once we see this here, we can see no one bad request, as that's unusual, as we may need to do some bypassing. So let's use GoBuster now on the first web page. So let's copy this again, and let's open up another tab in terminal, and let's type in GoBuster, the and U for your URL. We're going to put 80 so it knows it's on port 80, and /w for our word list, which will be user share word list, dirbuster directory 2.small.txt. I'm going to let this run for a bit, and we'll be back once this has been done. So guys, I let this run for a little bit, and we can see we have 2 directories open, 1 images and 1 assets, and we get in 301. So let's see what we can get. So we get in 403 forbidden, which is a bit strange as the status code here is different. So let's copy the assets directory and put that in, and let's see what we can get. So let's put that in, and we get another 403 forbidden. So another thing we could do now, since we're getting nothing on this web page, is to look at the forbidden web page. So let's put this in. So let's put this in here, and let's see what we can get. So let's let this run for a bit, and we already have one here, website. So let's put that in, website. And we still get forbidden as well, which is very interesting. And this always pops up when I'm on this page as well, which I kind of find a bit funny. So let's see, we get another one called console, and we get 0 for both, as we can see here, and we get no redirect.html. So we could have a look at this and try to look for let's just put this in, no redirect.html, and see if there's anything on the page. Unlikely, as it says 0, but no harm in looking. So let's just put that in here, and let's see, still 404. We can have a look at the source code, and we still get 404 not found. So let's look at the main page, as we had something on the contacts here. So if we go back onto the contacts page, we can see we get something called Silver Peas, and we have a username called ScriptKitty. So one thing about CTFs, what I noticed most of the time, is that if something like this happens, one thing you can do is just check on the CMS and just put in Silver Peas, as this is maybe more of a CTF thing if you use CTFs a lot. Normally they hide a login form as well. They normally put a login form in the second URL, the second HTTP server. I'm going to just put Silver Peas in and just see what happens. As when I first did this room, it took me a long time as I was stuck on this, as I just tried to use a bigger word list for GoBuster. But we can see here, we have Silver Peas here. And one thing that can stick out is that 2001 to 2022, which could tell us that this is an older version of Silver Peas. One thing I want to also state is that we already have a user, ScriptKitty, which could be something that we could do a brute force attack if you look at the page source code. But there would be an easier route, since we already know that this is an outdated version running, as it says 2022. So let's put in Silver Peas into Google. Well, yeah, we put it into Google pretty much. So let's copy Silver Peas. Let's put it into a Firefox tab, Silver Peas exploit, and just let this run. As we can see, there's one here. As these both tell you about the same vulnerability, but one thing I want to show you is something here called Silver Peas Authentication Bypass. As it says here, Silver Peas 3.56, and we can see here this was not that long ago. This was published. But one thing we could do is try this, as it allows, as we can see here, it says it allows authentication bypass by omitting the password field to the authentication, often providing an unauthenticated user with super admin access. So we can try this here. So let's open this and let's put in Foxy Proxy. We have the username script kiddie here, and let's go to this jigsaw piece here, and let's put on burp, and let's go to terminal. I'll type in burp suite. If you don't have burp, you can just do sudo apt install burp suite. You can just ignore this here, don't show this again. Just let this run. It may take a while to load up. Let's press next, and open it up. One thing about burp suite community is the fact that you can't save your projects because only burp suite pro allows you to save projects, which can make it a bit annoying if you're on a CTF for a while and you want to close burp suite and open it up later to save yourself some memory. So let's see, intercept is off. Let's turn that thing on, and let's get back onto the web page. Yeah, web page here, and let's see, is it on? Foxy Proxy is on, which is good. And let's type in login. This should send it to, yes, send it to our word thing here, and make sure to get rid of this unsigned and password. We only want one unsigned here, like this, because we need to omit the password field. So let's just forward this, and it should show something again. May take a while. Yes, it does. And let's just click forward all, and let's just keep forwarding it all. It may take a while, this bit. I was just going to keep forwarding information. As with burst, it normally throttles everything down. Keep this pressing forward all, and we can see it's changing. So we can just turn off intercept off, and let's just let this run properly. Yes, let's just close this. We don't need this anymore. And we can see we're let in as script kiddie. One thing that we notice straight away is a notification. So let's just see more. Oh yeah, burp suite is still on. My mistake. So let's just turn off burp suite quickly and just reload this page. One thing about burp suite which is a bit annoying, if you don't turn it off, it can normally just slow everything down horribly. So let's just let this load up. Or maybe we need to press it again, since we can see something here. Game night, manager, user notification. So we can see Tyler just wanted to ask if you want to play VR. He left you out, script kiddie. What a jerk. Wanna join us? We'll probably hop on like an hour or so. So Tyler is one of the users. Could be one user that we could find out, as Tyler is a name. So let's have a look at the accounts if we can. May allow us. Yeah, and we can see here understood, and we can see we have 3 accounts: manager, administrator, and we have script kiddie. So let's just click on script kiddie. Let's see what we can do. Click on script kiddie. Let's just click on that, and we are here. So we can see settings as well. Settings may be an interesting thing. We may be able to just do some cross-site scripting as well with that password field that we saw earlier. So just some normal stuff. So let's go to notifications again, and let's just click see more this time. And if you click on notifications, which is something that took me a while, as normally with CTFs, you normally be able to upload a website that'll have a reverse shell on, but with this you couldn't upload really anything. Well, last time I checked. So let's just click game night. And one thing I want you to notice is that this is hiding, but if you go to ID 5, it shows you this may be an IDOR, an indirect. Well, you can pretty much directly interact with the web server, as you may be able to change the value from 5 to 1 or 0. As let's just close this and put this in a new tab here. Let's just close this tab here as I don't want to waste my CPU usage. So let's just put that up and we can see ID equals 5. So Tyler, just same thing as before. So let's just turn this to 1 and see what's here. And we can see we can read another user's notification, as this is a vulnerability, as you can just change this value to have access to different users' notifications. As you can see, accept this invitation. This is just setting up the server. So if you just keep putting in numbers, let's put 2 in, and we can see it looks like it's in French. I think it is. Looks like French to me. So let's put 3 and just keep going up until we find something. Yo, are you online? You want to play some Onward on VR? So we're getting closer, I'd say, to getting somewhere. So okay, that's the one that we saw earlier. Just keep going up. May get somewhere. We can see some background to the CTF as well, which is kind of nice to add. And we have something here. We can see we have a username Tim for SSH, and we have a password here. Let's just save this password down here for root, and we have a user called Tim. So let's just do SSH. I think it was Tim, and let's get the IP address again. Copy it here, IP, add some more time just in case we got locked out. So put that in, and let's get the password here and put this in. Let's put yes. I've done this before as well, so that's probably why that's like that. I might need to delete that if that causing it an issue. So let's put that in, and we're in. Let's do ls cat user.txt, and we have our first flag. So let's put in our user flag here, and we get the correct answer, which is good. Let's cd out of here. Actually, one thing, let's just check in Tim's directory again, and let's do ls.la. As we can see, we have nothing here, no bash history or anything, so let's just cd out of here again and do ls, and we can see you have a user called Tyler. So let's just do ls.la first of all. And one thing we can see, we can't really read or do anything to this folder at all. So one thing that we could do is just do some manual enumeration. So we can check out cat etc password, which would normally contain all the users. We can see we have one user here, and we have another user here for Tyler. And if we go up, we have a root as well, which is normally there, normally given anyway. So let's check out cat etc cron tabs, etc cron tabs. Cron tabs are just like automated tasks that can run as root or as an elevated user. And if we look here, we can see we don't have anything running as Tyler or even root that we can really access. These are just normal cron jobs, and we can't interact with the this one here, as this is a root cron tab that hasn't been created yet. So one thing that we could do is to have a look at the log file. So we could do cat var, cd var logs first of all. So let's do cd var logs. Well, I think it's var log, not var logs, my mistake. Yeah, and we're in var logs. We could also use linps as well, but linps would probably just point you towards here, as when I did linps it normally just points you towards here. But one thing you could do is just manually look for the log files as well if you can't find anything, as I've looked everywhere for the machine, and the only way I could get in is using linps to use a different type of CVE. But the way I'm showing you is more of the intended way. So we could do cat off log, just do cat off and star. Let's put dot and star, and we can grep as well. Do grep /I, which will just ignore uppercase or lowercase, and we'll do -a, and let's do password. Put that in, and we can see something here. We have a password for the user Tyler, so let's just put that in. So let's just Ctrl+Shift+C and paste this in here. Let's get rid of this password and put the new one in. So let's do su switch user to Tyler. So let's see, where is Tyler? Tyler's here, so let's put his name in. Su Tyler, paste that in, and let's just let this load for a bit. Authentication failure. Okay, so let's do SU Tyler. Let's put that in again. Password. So let's put this password in properly. So let's put this in here. And it may take a while. Still says authentication failure. So okay, one thing we can do is log in with SSH. So let's just do SSH. Let's replace Tim with Tyler. Tyler. I think I've spelled that name right. It's dyslexia is getting on me. So let's go back here. And we can see Tyler here. Let's put that in. And we want to put in his password as well. So let's make sure we copy this in properly. Should be here. Right here. Let's copy this in. So this is Control-Shift-C, Control-Shift-V and paste it in. I think one reason why I wasn't working earlier on is because I missed this last bit here, this last sign. So let's do ls. And if we do ID, we can see we're ID 1000. But we can see we're part of the sudo group. So if we do sudo-l, and if you paste in this password again, we can see we can run anything as root. So one thing we do is sudo.su to switch as root, and we can see if we do ID here, we can see we're root. So let's just do ls, and we can see nothing in Tyler's directory, so we can do cd root, and let's cat root.txt, and that's the root flag here. So let's just paste that in and finish off this room. And that's how you pretty much do the room. One thing I'd say is just to give a shout out to Tyler Ramsey, as he's a good YouTuber. And if you haven't watched any of his videos, I think you should watch his walkthrough as well, as it's pretty good.